Very warm welcome. Your building society was formed in 1849, and so this is the 174th AGM of the Suffolk Building Society. A particularly special welcome if this is your first time at an AGM. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Peter Elcock, the chairman of the Society. This AGM is being broadcast live online, and so I extend a welcome to those who are watching and following the meeting. I would like to formally thank our special guest for the evening, Miranda Krestofnikov, who will be known to many of you for her television work as a wildlife presenter and an accomplished diver, and who will be introduced formally later. Miranda, we are delighted you could join us, and thank you for making the time to be with us this evening. We look forward very much to your talk. There are a few points of administration I would just like to mention at the outset. Should the fire alarm sound, please make your way carefully and slowly to the nearest exit. Members of the team will show the way and provide assistance if needed. Please can I ask that mobile phones be switched off or turned to silent. There is a photographer present, and if anyone would prefer not to be in photographs, please make a member of staff aware. That is the end of the administrative matters, and I thank you for your kind attention. Some introductions. Joining me on the stage here are our Board of Directors, Steve Reed, our Deputy Chair and Chair of our Board Risk and Compliance Committee, Fiona Ryder, our Senior Independent Director, Steve Liddle, Chair of our Audit Committee, Elaine Link, Chair of our Remuneration Committee, Sian Hill, Independent Director, Richard Norrington, our Chief Executive, who you'll be hearing from later, Rebecca Newman, our Chief Operating Officer, and Paul Johnson, our Chief Financial Officer. I will now summarise the agenda for this evening. This AGM is a formal part of the evening where we present to you, our members, the report and accounts, and we ask for your approval for the appointment and reappointment of our directors and auditors, on which you vote. We also ask for your approval for our directors' remuneration report. I will spend a couple of minutes highlighting my thoughts about the UK economy, key aspects of the Society's performance last year, and then ask you to vote on the various resolutions, if you have not already voted. If indeed you have not already voted, then you should have received a voting form when you arrived. If you do not have one, please raise your hand now, and a member of staff will bring you one. Thank you. Later, we will collect your voting papers, and whilst the votes are counted, I will take the opportunity to announce the winner of the David Coe Customer Service Award for this year. I will then hand over to Richard Norrington, our Chief Executive, who will share his reflections on the last year. After this, we will consider questions from members, including any that have been submitted online. Finally, I will announce the results of the voting on the resolutions before bringing the AGM to a close, following which Fiona Ryder will formally introduce our guest, Miranda. So, I will now commence the formal part of the AGM. Starting with apologies for absence, 7 members have given apologies for the meeting. Names are not read out, but the list can be inspected after the meeting. Secondly, the minutes of the annual general meeting held on 22nd of March 2023 have been produced, read and signed by me as chair of that meeting. I will take these as read, but if anyone would like to read them, please could you indicate now. Thank you. As I alluded to earlier, I will now briefly cover the UK economic backdrop, key aspects of the Society's financial and business performance, together with some personal reflections before we move to the resolutions and voting. Looking firstly at the geopolitical situation, the UK economy, and mortgage and savings market conditions. The world seems increasingly more unsettled and divided, particularly in the last 6 months or so. It is over 2 years since the conflict in Ukraine began, and the situation, sadly, is showing little sign of being resolved. It is now almost 6 months since the Israel and Hamas-led Palestinian conflict began, which has brought with it many deaths and human suffering, is proving divisive and has put further strain on global political alliances and relationships, not to mention raising tensions here at home. This year, in the United Kingdom, we will have a general election, and the United States is having a presidential election, which I suggest will lead to further political change and global uncertainty. Whilst the UK economy has stabilised and the outlook has improved somewhat, as I expressed hope for this time last year when I was standing here and talking of relatively high interest rates, unwelcome inflationary pressures, and the fear of contagion in the wake of several high-profile bank failures, we still do not know for certain where inflation is headed, nor therefore the likely path of future interest rates, albeit these are forecast to fall slightly and level out to more normal levels from next year. Indeed, the annual rate of inflation did in fact fall last month to 3.8% from 4.2% in January. Shortly after completing the initial draft of this speech, Nationwide announced the acquisition of Virgin Money. This is a landmark transaction, and we are following with great interest its development and outcome. We are hoping it will be good for the mutual sector. Turning now to the Society's financial performance, despite the challenges I've just outlined, I am delighted to say that the Suffolk has performed very strongly once again. I'm very pleased to report that profit before tax was £4.1 million, which once again has significantly fortified our capital position and further strengthened the safety of your society. Our mortgage assets grew 11% from £655 million to £727 million. This reflects existing and new members' appetite to do business with us. We enjoyed healthy demand for the attractiveness, differentiation and competitiveness of our products. The Society continues to remain highly liquid. That is, we are very well able to manage day-to-day short-term and future cash demands and any particular market-related stresses. We exceed by some margin our regulatory requirements and are pleased to provide comfort and assurance to our members and savers. Consumer duty. In July, the United Kingdom's new consumer duty regulation came into effect. This duty sets higher and clearer standards of consumer protection across financial services. Whilst the Society has always put members first and has consistently aiming to deliver excellent customer outcomes, we do welcome the implementation of the consumer duty regulation across our working practices. Environmental, social and governance matters, or ESG, as they are now grouped and collectively banded, are a high priority in all businesses and social enterprises and consume much necessary board management and staff time and investment. Thankfully, ESG as a group of themes is entirely consistent with the Society's own values, our business model, the community in which we work, and the way we are governed and managed. This last year, I'm pleased to report that we have continued to make excellent strides. For example, one of our central missions to improve the social position of people in our communities and to support personal well-being is alive and well. We are acutely aware of the cost of living challenges exacerbated by past high inflation and rising fuel, transport and utility and food costs, and the influence this has on people's lives and how occasionally additional support may be required. Our social change campaign, Safe Homes for Suffolk, supports those facing challenges such as homelessness and domestic abuse. The Society remains totally committed to its own environmental programme, and we are actively reducing our own emissions as well as offering our mortgage customers the ability to improve energy efficiency in their own homes. Locally in Suffolk, we have continued to support wildlife and wilding initiatives to improve our environment. Looking to the future, transformation and strategic change, notwithstanding our excellent financial performance, healthy business pipeline, and enjoying a strong and stable financial position, we are constantly thinking about and planning for the future. Last year, I talked, amongst other things, about, firstly, our plans for automation to improve our mortgage application and approval process, and secondly, the introduction and rollout of a new digital e-savings proposition. I'm delighted to report that our investment in these strategic initiatives has been successful. Indeed, some of you will already have benefited from our digital savings products. Looking forward, we are embracing new technology such as robotic process automation, RPA, which uses new technology to make us more streamlined and efficient. This augments our face-to-face service proposition, which provides that personal human interface and is so important to us and our members. We will continue to strive for first-class service, attractive and competitive product offerings, and our leading member proposition. Embracing change and rolling out improvements requires significant investment, which we are able to fund from our strong profits, and which, whilst attracting considerable senior management and board time and focus, will ensure we provide increased efficiencies, market-leading offerings, improved business effectiveness, and enhance our mortgage and savers' experience of us. Governance. I would like to place on record my thanks to my colleagues, your Board of Directors, and the Chief Executive and Executive Management team for supporting me in exercising strong governance across the Society. This is essential for the proper, thorough and correct running of our business and adherence to the Corporate Governance Code, and to meet the exacting standards set by the regulators, and of course, the expectation of you, our members, our partners, and the broader market. The annual report details the various board and executive committees we have in place to exercise proper scrutiny, oversight, and administration of our business. I am proud to be the member of such a strong, talented, diverse, and united board. Each member brings their own blend of experience, expertise, and specialism for the benefit of the Society. I am grateful for their support and contribution, and I thank them for this. In closing, I would just like to leave you with a summary of a few key conclusions and reflections. Financially, the Society is in a comfortably strong position, profitable, liquid, with healthy capital, all of which makes us safe and stable, and we have a promising business pipeline. Looking to the future, whilst none of us knows what the future world order will be and how the geopolitical situation might or might not be affected by the UK and USA elections, nor what the outcome will be of current conflicts, I am confident that we, as a Suffolk Building Society, are well prepared. We are skillfully and fully resourced with excellent and loyal staff, and we are future-oriented, not only in continuing our strong financial performance, but the change programmes we have scoped, budgeted for, and are now actively implementing. In closing, I would like to recognise and thank you, our members, for your loyalty and support during what I accept has been another difficult and challenging year. We look forward to continuing to be of service with you and to working with you together this year in 2025 and beyond. Thank you again for your presence here this evening and for your support. Having concluded my personal reflections on what has been a great year, I would firstly like to commend to you the annual report and accounts to our members, which is the first resolution. Resolution 2 is to approve the Directors' Remuneration Report. This report is scheduled on pages 33 to 35 of the annual report and was also included in the review of the year, which was sent to members with the notice of this AGM. We are not required to seek your specific approval for this report, but we think it is in the interest of good governance and transparency that members have a say. I propose that the remuneration report is approved. Could I have a seconder, please? Thank you. Resolution 3 is to appoint BDO LLP as auditor. An annual requirement for this meeting is for you to consider, and if thought fit, to pass an ordinary resolution to reappoint our auditors. I propose that BDO is reappointed as auditor. Could I have a seconder, please? Thank you. Resolution 4 is to re-elect the Society's directors. I propose that Richard Norrington, Rebecca Newman, Paul Johnson, Steve Reed, Elaine Lenk, Fiona Ryder, Sian Hill, Steve Little and Peter Elcock are elected as directors. Could I have a proposer, please? Thank you. And could I have a seconder, please? Thank you. For those of you who have not already voted on these resolutions and requested a form earlier, please could you kindly cast your votes now on the papers provided and pass to a member of the team. These will be collected and added to votes which have been cast online, posted to us or collected in our branches. Thank you. We will now come to our annual award presentation. I'm delighted to present the David Coe Award for outstanding customer service that exceeds the normal requirements of the job, and this is what defines the winner each year of the David Coe Award. It is based on nominations from Society employees and can be awarded to head office and branch staff. It is always a tough decision, and we received some wonderful nominations this year. But after much consideration, I'm very pleased to announce this year's winner. This individual joined the Society in September 2019 at our Saxmundham branch as a member assistant, and in June 2021, they progressed to the position of senior member assistant. After just another 11 months, they were made assistant branch manager in April 2022. In May 2023, a member support centre was set up centrally to manage inquiries received from telephone calls, emails and letters received across the Society, along with messages and inquiries submitted through our new online savings platform. And this individual was appointed as the team leader. Their commitment to customer service is regularly commented upon and complimented by colleagues, and they received several nominations for this award, with comments highlighting their positivity and commitment, desire to meet the needs of our members, amongst many others. This individual regularly receives positive comments from customer feedback for the professional, courteous and focused way in which they carry out their role, and is already respected by their colleagues in the new role. The Board of Directors and I would like to thank this individual for their true dedication and commitment to providing excellent customer care and their part in the delivery of the important online savings platform. They are a true asset to the Society. The winner of the 2023 David Coe Award is Chloe Aldred. Congratulations, Chloe. There we go. Got a photo. Great, thank you. Thank you. I will now hand over to our Chief Executive, Richard Norrington. Thank you, Richard.
Good evening to you all. And I would like to echo Peter's words and warmly welcome you, our members and our guests, to our annual general meeting. It's a huge honour also to have our special guest, Miranda Kristovanik, to join us this evening. And I very much look forward to hearing her talk about her experiences walking our Suffolk coast and about her passion for the underwater world. This year, the Society has reached some significant milestones, and in particular, I'm delighted and proud to have seen the Society roll out its first online savings platform, allowing members to view their mortgage and savings accounts online. At the same time, we launched an online-only savings account and look forward to offering a wider range of online accounts in the future. Offering online savings will improve the experience for you and ensure the sustainability of the Society for future generations. It is a welcome and significant development as we continue with our digital journey and our transformation. And I'm delighted to report that the feedback we have received so far is overwhelmingly positive. Whilst offering an online savings is very important to the evolution of the Society, we remain fully committed to our high street presence, which we know is highly valued by our members. This bricks and clicks model is all about combining the best of modern convenience with the traditional face-to-face friendly service which we know our members love. It is our people who make the difference in our mortgage business too, the majority of which is arranged in collaboration with the broker market. We have secured an excellent reputation for our manual underwriting and the flexible approach. And our mortgage teams regularly score top marks when benchmarked against competitors. In March, we were delighted to find that we have been shortlisted for a What Mortgage Award in the Best Variable Rate Mortgage Lender category. And what is really exciting is that this nomination has come from What Mortgage readers, and customer votes will determine the eventual winners, to be announced in July. Against a continued backdrop of inflationary pressure, rising interest rates, and cost of living increases, we have continued to think carefully about how to support our borrowing members as much as possible from the impact of increased mortgage rates. Thankfully, our mortgage arrears have remained broadly stable year on year, with repossessions at a very low level. And this is testament to our responsible lending policies and the support we offer to our customers through our dedicated arrears team. In July 2023, a mortgage charter was introduced to ensure that those struggling with mortgage payments are supported. And the Society signed the charter at the earliest opportunity, and it was reassuring to see that many of the options available under the charter already existed for our members. Of course, we recognise that inflation and the cost of living crisis has impacted savers too. And so we have launched new fixed-rate savings products and increased variable saving rates on more occasions than we have raised our mortgage standard variable rate. And I'm pleased to report that despite a competitive savings environment, our Society remains attractive to new customers. We opened 2,172 accounts with new members during the year. Our win for Best Building Society at the British Bank Awards in 2022 was always going to be a tough act to follow, but we were delighted to reach the finals again in 2023 in 3 categories. And last week, we have heard that this year we've also reached the finals, but in not 3, but 4 categories: Best Building Society, Best Building Society Savings Provider, Best Specialist Mortgage Provider, and for treating customers fairly. And the winners will be announced in May, and we will, of course, let you know how we get on. What means the most to us about these awards is that it is our members who vote for us and who write our excellent reviews. At the heart of our success is people. You, our members, but also the helpful, knowledgeable, and dedicated staff who support you. More widely, supporting the Suffolk community is central to our identity. After all, we've been doing this since we were founded in 1849. ESG. Over the last year, we've made tremendous strides with our environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, strategy. In November 2023, we increased the amount committed to our 2 social and environmental change programmes, Saving Suffolk and Safe Homes for Suffolk, from £25,000 to £45,000. During the year, we supported one of our charity partners, Suffolk Wildlife Trust, in achieving its ambitious target of raising £1 million to purchase its new nature reserve, Martlesham Wilds. Formerly arable land that will be returned to nature through a wilding project. For our other 3 charity partners, we have provided funding which has helped with core costs essential to smaller charities for whom grant funding is usually only provided for specific project work. Of course, our support extends well beyond just the financial. We've also produced 4 short films to help highlight the extraordinary work our 4 charity partners, Emmaus Suffolk, Ipswich Housing Action Group, Lighthouse Women's Aid and Suffolk Wildlife Trust do, why they are so needed and why we have chosen to support them. We will also show you a compilation of these powerful films, and you can also see each of the films in full on our website. And I'm delighted to welcome key representatives from 3 of our charity partners to our AGM this evening. And they will be available afterwards for you to learn more about the vital work that they do in Suffolk. Our colleagues at the Society have used their volunteering hours to support charities as well, with some taking trustee roles, whilst others have provided boots-on-the-ground assistance. Our team of 12 ESG champions continues to drive forward our campaign for newish initiatives and change both the inside and the outside of the Society. Their work this year has included a particular focus on diversity and inclusion. I would now like to turn my attention to the first of our 3 brand values, membership, and what it means to us. As a member-owned society, our annual general meeting is more than just a mere formality. Just as we regularly measure the engagement of our staff, our AGM allows us to measure the engagement levels of our members. Every member who attends and every vote received counts, and we welcome every question posed to us this evening. Our customer-facing staff gain feedback from members on a daily basis, but for staff in non-customer-facing roles, our AGM is a great opportunity to meet you. As we grow, we continue to consider new ways to support our members. In 2023, we created a new head office team called Member Support Centre. This team is now the first port of call for any member with telephone, email, or postal queries relating to savings accounts. With well-being a key priority for us, we have helped members with advice on avoiding scams for Safer Internet Day and shared tips on budget management with our Savings Basics guides. Our member events to Martlesham Wilds were exceptionally popular and will continue into 2024. Our second brand value is accessibility. Our proposition now offers tremendous flexibility and choice, with members able to check savings balances and open accounts online, but with the reassurance of the hugely important face-to-face service and dedicated teams for online inquiries. Our very recent move to the new premises in Sudbury allows us a bigger and better presence in the town, and we are looking at new and innovative ways to expand our face-to-face presence. On the lending side, we were delighted to see our new mortgage origination platform, Suffolk Online, rolled out to one of our mortgage networks. Suffolk Online will enable our intermediary partners to support digital customer onboarding and allow a faster mortgage application process. As a mutual, we're driven by doing what's right for our members, our colleagues, and for our local area, which leads me to our third and final brand value, community. Once again, the Society has proudly played an active role in supporting local communities. We have supported Suffolk Community Foundation's Surviving Winter campaign since it began 13 years ago, and it has never felt so important. both by raising awareness of the campaign and collecting donations through our branches. Over the course of the year, our colleagues have completed over 400 hours of volunteering. And while much of this has been to support our charity partners, we've gone further, offering financial education in schools, cleaning beaches, and organising events for Suffolk Pride. We've also offered our support to the charity Suffolk Libraries, with whom we have shared commitment to local communities. At a local level, our branches have relished taking part in a wonderful variety of local events, such as the 75th anniversary of the Windrush, Hadley Show, and a local festival of arts and music. In addition to the funds donated to our strategic charity partners, the Society has raised over £9,000 for local and national worthwhile causes. At the heart of our own community are the Society's 170 colleagues who support our members. We all take enormous pride in the Society's staff culture, and it improves every year. It's a supportive environment where colleagues can speak up and know their views will be respected. We also nurture a diverse and inclusive working culture in which everyone is treated and valued equally. This year and through 2024, we will build on work already underway on our diversity and inclusion agenda, covering more than just the protected characteristics outlined in the Equality Act of 2010, and including areas such as social economic background, carer status, and educational background. Every 6 months, we invite our staff to tell us anonymously how engaged they are with the Society, and I'm delighted to report that our staff engagement score rose by 2 percentage points from the previous survey to 77.9%, and we're now even further into the engaged employer quadrant. The Society has an ongoing welfare programme for all colleagues. In February 2023, the Society signed up as a mindful employer with our acceptance to the Charter for Employers Positive about Mental Health. We also received an accreditation for being a menopause-friendly employer this year. Our people are central to achieving our aspirations, and we will continue to look at all areas of our people strategy to ensure that we have a society where all colleagues have the skills, tools, and support needed to undertake their roles effectively. In conclusion, this has been a milestone year for the Society, successfully rolling out a significant change agenda alongside a carefully managed financial performance. The introduction of online savings has been a particular highlight of the year. The Society is firmly on course for a successful and sustainable future, in line with our vision of being a strong, growing, and fiercely independent building society. We will continue proudly to take our place in and contribute to our local communities, and we thank you for your support. Now, before I hand back to Peter for the voting results and questions, I'd like to make one small request, and as is customary, we'd like a photo, please, to commemorate our 174th AGM. This photo will be shared on our website and on social media, so please do make a member of staff aware if you would rather not participate in the photograph. And Sherry is now standing by, and if you could perhaps come up to the stage, that would be great, or where you'd like to take it, and take a photo of you, the members who make up this successful society. Thank you. Here she goes. Yeah, you go for it.
Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you. Looking beautiful.
Lovely. Thank you for everyone's patience, and thank you, Sherry. So, Peter, back to you.
Thank you very much, Richard. I will now talk to the questions we have had submitted to us. We have received 20 questions and comments in writing in advance of this meeting. All have received individual replies, and the questions and answers are posted at the back of the room. A further 9 questions have come through to us in the last day or so, and we will respond to these members individually, but these questions are not displayed tonight. There are 4 main themes to the questions that we have received so far. The first theme relates to our new online services and whether the Society has an appetite to increase the services that are currently available. In response, we have said that our new service was launched in November 2023. This currently allows members the ability to register and view their existing accounts and mortgage balances if applicable. It also provides the ability for members to open new accounts online. We will continue to extend our online services in the future so that we can meet our member needs. The second theme relates to the interest rates available on the Society's savings accounts throughout the year and whether our products are competitive. In response, we have explained that the market has been particularly volatile over the past 2 years, as a series of increases in bank base rate has prompted a lot of movement in mortgages and savings rates. As a result, our position in comparison to our competitors will inevitably have changed from time to time. We do, however, regularly review our products to ensure that we are competitive and also to ensure that we balance the interests of our mortgage members and our savings members. The third theme relates to remuneration, in particular directors' remuneration and also the benefits that the Society offers to all employees. In relation to the remuneration of directors, we have explained that the Society is required to pay an appropriate level of salary to attract the right quality of employees to run the Society for the benefit of our members. Our pay review decisions are regularly benchmarked across the whole industry and are always mindful of the external environment, the performance of the Society, and the individual responsibilities of the directors. In relation to wider employee benefits, we have explained that remuneration and benefits packages are based on grades for roles and reflect the levels of responsibility, seniority, and accountability of the role, along with regulatory requirements. However, the Society constantly keeps this area under review to ensure all staff are rewarded appropriately and accordingly. In 2023, all employees received a salary increase of 6%, the largest annual increase awarded in recent years, and reflected the Society's acknowledgement of the continued increased cost of living. The Society also paid a bonus for all eligible Society employees based on individual performance. The final theme of the comments submitted was, pleasingly, expressions of satisfaction for the level of customer service that the Society provides to members. We are always encouraged with these, and we thank you for your kind feedback. We are committed to remaining accessible to all our members. We will also post the questions and answers on our website within a week of this AGM. If there are further questions in the room, please put up your hand and we will be pleased to get a microphone passed to you. Please. Thank you.
Thank you. I see from the display that the profit for the year went down from 5.9 million to 4.1. Still a good result, no doubt, but can we know why there is such a discrepancy?
Yeah, I mean the profit that we report is essentially the difference between the income that we get from mortgage income versus the costs that we incur through paying interest on savings products. So it's effectively the difference between the two interest amounts. less the costs of the society of running the business, of paying administration fees, salaries, etc. So yeah, whilst the balance sheet has grown and mortgages have gone up, the margin has always remained as a mutual in a way that we can pay sufficient to our savers and also not charge too high rates on our mortgages. So we're very conscious to try and keep that dynamic in balance. And also, of course, like other firms, we've incurred costs this year, which have risen through inflation. And as we grow and develop and invest in our change programs and cover the costs of risk and regulation and digitisation. So yeah, I'm still pleased with the result. I think it's a very good outcome. It was slightly down on last year, but the profit we have made has been contributed to the balance sheet and improved our capital position. Any other questions, please? Be happy to. Yes, one here. Yeah.
Thank you. Very pleased that we have all retained the 9 branches in Suffolk, along with yourselves, and delighted to hear that as well as digital and online evolution, that you do still firmly believe and value the high street presence that we offer. Would the board please confirm that you plan to retain that presence for the next year going forward, and that if you cannot continue to provide a high street presence, that you will robustly investigate the system of a card that exists with banks that you can have with the post office, so members could pay in or withdraw their savings. I think this would be a significant support for members, especially in our towns and villages where banks have closed or may close in the future. It's also a huge business opportunity. Would encourage you to really look at this and commit to keeping the high street presences in all those 9 areas, or do something else to help us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good question. Thank you for raising it. Yes, we are totally committed to maintaining the branches that we have. We know how important the branch network is to our members. We know how valuable our members find the branches to be able to go in there and conduct their business with us. And we're also, acutely aware of how many banks are leaving high streets as well. We follow this very closely, and we're proud that we maintain our presence and that we have no any intention to stop that high street presence which we currently have. The point about the use of a card, I understand exactly what you mean, to provide additional flexibility should we leave our branches and offer alternative solutions for our members. But as we don't have any intention of moving away from the branch network that we currently have, that isn't something which we've necessarily had to pursue. But as you quite rightly said, if we were to change our strategy and think about leaving, we would certainly look at options to help our members for the future to enable them to manage their affairs with us. I don't know whether you want to add anything, Richard, to that.
One thing, if my mic's on, I think it might be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only other thing I would add, and obviously entirely reiterate what Peter said in terms of maintaining our branch presence. So it is absolutely, yes, we've got the new e-savings platform, but so that you can all enjoy using that. But that is in addition to and complementary to our branch presence, which is absolutely crucial for us, and you will tell us that. So I also, I think, mentioned passing when I was speaking that we will always look at additional opportunities actually as well. So we will be thinking about that over the new year, whether there is anywhere else that it might be helpful for us to be. But as you know, and back to the first question, we have to balance our revenue against our cost, because clearly there's a cost to putting in an additional branch. Final point I'll just say is in mentioning the post office, we do actually have a sort of contingency arrangement already up and running with the post office in the unlikely event that one of our branches temporarily for a day has to close, perhaps as a power failure or something like that, which very occasionally might happen. So we do have that in place, and clearly customers in that particular branch area, should it happen, say, for a day, would be directed to a post office. So we do have actually an arrangement with the post office, but actually the feedback you generally tell us is that you actually like the service we provide over our counters with our expert members' assistants, rather than perhaps being in the queue in the post office. I can put that about as politely as I can. So if that makes sense. But thank you for your idea, and we will certainly look to expand services over time. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Any more questions from anybody? We'd be pleased to answer them. One over here. Yeah, thank you.
Any chance that you could re-establish a presence in Felixstowe, especially considering the number of houses that are going up in both Felixstowe and Trimley?
Yeah, well, we looked at the specific question about Felixstowe. Actually, I'll probably hand over to you, Richard, to address that one.
Listen, that's another great question. Thank you very much indeed. So when I said that we were considering other locations, of course, amongst others across Suffolk and possibly even outside of Suffolk, Felixstowe could well be one of those. So I obviously can't make any guarantees and so on, but Felixstowe, those of you might remember that we used to have an agency arrangement in Felixstowe. So we've had a kind of presence there before. So we have a lot of loyal members, perhaps even including yourself, who are Felixstowe based. So, we would love to be closer to you in Felixstowe over time, but clearly we need to kind of run slide rules across that sort of thing and balance it against the kind of the cost side as well, which we as the board are kind of prudently aware of course. But yeah, we will look at other locations and over time. And either in a sort of full branch presence, or possibly even a sort of shared location presence, which we are considering as well, where we might be shared with another business, either an agency or that type of thing. So yes, thank you for the idea. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you.
Thanks, Richard. Any other questions from anybody? Okay, thank you very much. I will now conclude the evening's formalities by reading out the results of the voting. So the first resolution was to receive the report of the directors, annual accounts and auditors' report. Votes for 98%. To approve the directors' remuneration report. Votes for 92%. To reappoint BDO LLP as auditors, votes for 97%. So I declare those three resolutions duly passed. The second set of votes was around the appointment of directors, the reappointment of directors. To elect Sian Hill, votes for 95%. To elect Paul Johnson, votes for 96%. To re-elect Elaine Legg, votes for 95%. To re-elect Steve Liddle, votes for 95%. To re-elect Rebecca Newman, votes for 96%. To re-elect Richard Norrington, votes for 95%. To re-elect Steve Reid, votes for 95%. To re-elect Fiona Ryder, votes for 96%. To elect Peter Elcock, votes for 97%. So I duly declare that Sian Hill, Paul Johnson, Elaine Lenk, Steve Liddle, Rebecca Newman, Richard Norrington, Steve Reid, Fiona Ryder and Peter Elcock are re-elected as directors of the Society. All of these results will be available on our website within a week of this meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for your attendance and for your questions and for your kind attention this evening. I will now formally close the annual general meeting.